going, everybody? So we're back. We're talking some Mandalorian on the channel with Season 3 premiering the first episode today. I'm super excited to get back into The Mandalorian. And after what we saw at the end of Season 2 of The Mandalorian and those few episodes of Book of Boba Fett, I was very invested to see where the journey would take Din and Grogu next, because I'm always going to be intrigued where their journeys go, but it seems like in Season 3, based on the trailers at least, we're going to continue to expand on the lore of the Mandalorians, and also potentially have some conflicts between Din and Bo-Katan. So far, at least, with Episode 1, I think we're off to a strong start in Season 3. We're kind of going back to the basics of what made that very first season of The Mandalorian so special, in my opinion. Just some fun, action-packed, exciting missions following Din and Grogu that are awesome on their own, but also they're still laying a groundwork for what's to come for the rest of the season, and it has me very excited for where we're going to go with the rest of Season 3. I really love the opening of the first episode. I think it really sets the tone for the entire episode as a whole, because it's really cool. We get to see these various different kinds of Mandalorians, all their different designs, the color schemes of their different armors, even the armor giving a child their helmet to have them join this cult. As a Star Wars fan, I'm always hyped when we get to see these big creatures on screen, and they wasted no time doing that in Episode 1 with this giant alligator alien monster thing fighting all the Mandalorians on the beach. Just an all-out awesome, badass Mandalorian battle, all of them banding together to face this giant alligator creature, and it gives them a run for their money. It's a pretty powerful creature. Thankfully, Din swoops in to save the day as this epic score is pulse-poundingly playing in the background. Now, I definitely understand that the Children of the Watch are kind of a cult and they have these crazy rules to follow, but I do think it is just so ridiculous, the armorer being so upset with Din that he took his helmet off, and to the point where he has to go to Mandalore to redeem himself in her eyes and bathe in this mystical water. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. I'm leaning towards it probably not being that true. Regardless of that, though, I am excited for them to explore Mandalore a bit more, just because we haven't gotten a whole lot of that in live action so far. For this being a fairly short episode, they did pack in a whole lot of info and some pretty adorable moments between Mando and Grogu. I mean, Grogu's always going to be adorable, but I love seeing more of their bonding moments on the ship, and then Grogu is using the Force and just doing fun stuff with it, spinning himself around in a chair, taking candy. Also has some cute moments with the Anzellans later on in the episode too. Another thing that was awesome on this journey was we got to see Navarro once again. It looks way different now. Greef Karga's done a great job renovating this place. We even get a memorial statue to IG-11, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit, but the place looks great. I always love seeing Carl Weathers in the show. He's got a promotion now. He's High Magistrate Karga, trying his best to get Din to work as a cop of sorts. Him and Din even have a Western-style standoff in the street against a couple pirates that'll come back to bite them later on. At first glance, when I saw that memorial statue for IG-11, I just thought it was a really cool Easter egg that we're going to pay respects to the character. I certainly wasn't expecting that Din was there to try and resurrect the robot to take him on his journey to Mandalore. I mean, it doesn't go in his favor, really, at least at first initially, because he turns the robot back on and it goes back into kill mode. Very Terminator-esque in the way that he's crawling around trying to kill Grogu. I'll have to wait and see if Din finds the parts to fix IG-11. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about IG-11 returning. I feel like he had such a great send-off, this heroic moment, and now to bring him back. I mean, he is a robot after all. It makes sense why he could come back, but I don't know. How do you feel about IG-11 potentially coming back? The best part about this episode for me, though, was the space battle at the very end between Din, Grogu, and the pirates. This type of stuff is my jam when it comes to being a Star Wars fan. Obviously, I'm gonna love the lightsaber battles the most, but the space battles also are just as great, and this is one of the best ones I've seen in The Mandalorian. With this introduction, though, to these pirates and their leader, Gorian Shard, who looks a whole lot like Swamp Thing, I have a feeling that they're going to come back at some point in Season 3. We're planting the seeds for a lot of different players in this season. Also, along with Bo-Katan, we get a reuniting between Bo-Katan and Din. It's not as happy as the reunion between Din and Greef Karga. She's not very happy. I can totally understand why. You do feel why she feels the way she does, having lost everything due to being a Mandalorian. She doesn't have the army anymore, no Darksaber, completely rejects Din's idea to go to Mandalore just because, you know, the different factions of the the Mandalorian, they don't really get along, and seems like she's not all that interested in going there. But I have a feeling that we're going to continue to see more of Bo-Katan just because, I mean, why wouldn't we? Yeah, all around a very strong opening episode to Season 3 of The Mandalorian. I am excited to get back into this show. It has been such a long time since I've been excited for a Star Wars property. But now you heard my thoughts on the first episode of Season 3 of The Mandalorian. Make sure you share your thoughts down below. What did you think of this first episode? Did you like the episode? Did you not like the episode? Do you have any theories on where we're going to go for the rest of Season 3? Any predictions? Share those in the comment section down below as well, because part of the funness is having that conversation with you guys in the comment section down below. And thank you guys, as always, for checking out the reviews. I always do appreciate it. Make sure you leave a like on the video and also subscribe to the channel so you're up to date reviews, reactions, unboxings, and more. Next time, see you guys later.